Good day, guys. How are we all doing? I hope we're all having a blessed and peaceful week. I hope you guys survived what was that core CPI yesterday. I hope you guys did not blow your accounts. So let's see. Yesterday we actually supposed to have our New York session, the free live trading session for New York session currencies and indices. But we didn't. So I think I'll actually host it today. Probably same time, 15:30 SA time, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll update you guys in the group. So jumping to synthetics, let's see what we have. So we're going to start off with C3. I'm just going to make it quick using the weekly daily for bias, H1 for confirmation, and 15 for pattern. So, okay, what's this black line here? All right. Zooming in on the weekly, we notice that the price has got an upward motion. This looks like it's a W pattern. Let's see. Okay, I'm just going to mark points of interest. So this level here is a point of interest for me. Same as this one. So price looks for now, it looks like it's been bullish. So excuse me, on the daily, we are right on the 200 EMA, which is a dynamic support and resistance. So we could get price giving us a pullback here, but what we need is a close of the daily candle so that we can confirm that we're actually pulling back, most likely to the 13, maybe to the 50, before those buys continue to fulfill that weekly view we have. So it's either today's candle will give us the confirmation of a sell, meaning we'll most likely get the best setups tomorrow on this one. I don't think we'll get any sells. Okay, we might get any sells, but there won't be any like valid confirmation here. Let's see what we might use maybe on H1. Okay, so if you look to the left, we broke an order block structure. We do have an imbalance here. We do have an imbalance here as well. So I'm going to use this one as well as this second red line here. I'll say that's my points of interest. If price can get into this area, maybe we can most likely anticipate a sell for today on that particular price. Then in terms of target, we can target these lows here. So we're looking forward for price to get into this area anywhere from here to here. If they can give us a sell pattern here, maybe we might get an extension somewhere here. If we can get a sell pattern here, then we can consider looking for sells. That's my first view. Then the second view is price might they could consider coming back all the way up, but if you see that zone was already retested, so they might not. But just in case they extend a bit, we still want to see how they react around this area. Maybe they'll give like a double top, because as you see here, we've got divergence, right? We've got lower highs, with flat TDI, and we've got price creating these high highs. So this is a sign that we will get that short-term reversal which we want to need. So what we need as a confirmation will be price bouncing off either the 50 static or the baseline bounce. Most likely that will be a confirmation of sales. So I would say for C3, let's stoke on this one, and we might actually get better trades tomorrow. Then jumping onto C1000, they gave a nice short-term trade yesterday, but I didn't have clean confirmations here. Hence, I did not give this signal. All right, although they sold, I did not have a clean pattern here. So what do we have today? Okay, so many lines here. Okay, price has been bouncing off the 13 EMA, which is a dynamic resistance. And we also have the trend line in that zone on the bottom, which we were talking about last week or a couple of days ago. I think this one is pretty much straightforward. You can see this level clearly even on the daily. Right, we had a break, price came up, leveled out here, came back into the trend line. And I think this level, I remember the other day I was trying to figure out where this level came from. I think it's a fib. I think I had run a fib, if I'm not mistaken. I think I had run a fib, yeah, something like this. Then you can see the 50 and the 61.8. I had just mapped out that gray area as a point of interest for a potential buy if the trend is continuing up. So for now, it looks like that's what's happening. C1000 looks like it's buys. If we do sell, or if we do get a sell, that sell is going to be short term, because based on what we are looking at right now, price really looks bullish. Even the past few days, we've been bullish. The sells have just been short term or intraday reversals. But I feel like price might actually go all the way up there to 57.80 before we even get the next sell. So as you can see, this also looks like a trend change. Like this is the lowest low. Then we had this high, which was equal highs with this lower high here. Then here we had a higher low. Then here we had a higher high. Then here we've got a higher low. So most likely price could set another higher high before we start even getting a better retracement, which we can actually make some good pips off. So if we do get any sells, they are going to be short term, and we'll just be paying attention to the H1 if we can get a pattern. But for now, I'll say let's rather be patient with it. Let's see what price wants to do. But if we do get a sell pattern, we can execute, although it's going to be short term. So some sell patterns might form, like here you can see, then they fail to come down because we are in a bullish trend. This one was a short term, not so clean, and it did not even get to this order block here. They didn't even touch it. So I feel like with C1, let's be very patient with it. Let's rather wait for the daily. If the daily candle turns bearish, we can consider sells. But for now, let's rather just monitor and be patient for price to actually get up here before we start looking for long-term sells. C500 has been in this channel for quite some time. We've been in this channel for quite some time. So again, I'm still thinking this price might just give like an abrupt sell from no, it could just start melting and break the channel and actually give a move like this. You see this impulsive move here, we might actually get the same size move here. That's what I'm just thinking. So my bias is still keeping an eye for the daily to confirm that. So before we get that, the daily of course is going to confirm. So we've got plenty of time to look for confluences to actually show us that we're going to sell. But apart from that, it's actually steady bullish. As you can see, it's an upward channel. So can we get a short-term sell? We might. As you see yesterday, we had a nice short-term sell. This was a quick one. I think I noticed somebody, I think you guys caught this in the group because I wasn't that active yesterday. I think somebody caught this. But at the same time, remember, if you're in a sell, it's not a long-term sell because look at the daily candles. You can see we're trading above all moving averages, number one. There is no solid pushes up. It's just like price pushing up, coming down, pushing up, coming down. And the sells, there is no daily candle showing that we are actually in a sell motion here. So whatever sell setup you get, it simply means it should be very short term. So looking at it today, okay. What I notice here is this level here, which has been broken, so price can still come back to it. So we can still get sells coming back to that zone. If we do come below, that might catch my attention. If we come back below the zone, C5 will actually have my undivided attention because like I said, I'm still eyeing that sell to happen. If it happens, then I want to be all over it and I actually want to hold a swing on that particular setup. So I'm just keeping an eye on this level and keeping an eye on this order block. This is an order block based off this highest high. So yeah, I think that's my view on C5. I'm just going to leave it on H1 for now. Let's see here, 15. Can we take a sell somewhere here? Okay, let's zoom in. Okay, so as you can see from this high here, this is the best order block we see. So this order block is in line with this structure. So until this level is broken, any sell here is going to be very low probability. So I would say let's leave this on H or an M30 so that we can just keep an eye on how price will react when it gets to that level there. Then after that, I'll let you guys know if we are actually dropping or price is still pushing up. Going to B500. B500 has been up to its tricks. Nothing too solid. Pushes up. It pushes up, pushes back down to entry. So let's say, for example, starting with this low here, we break an order block, retest, we buy, targeting this high. Price retraces all the way to your entry. Same thing applies here, whether you break here or here and you retest. Before price gets to your target, it retraces back to your entry. So these retracements are also very deep, and they can either cause you to close your trade in a small profit, or price might actually take you out. So such moves for me are not really cool. You should just know that if you're trading such a market, do not hold. I think that's the main thing. If you get 20, 30 pips, take your profits, call it a day. 20, 30 pips, take your profits, call it a day. So looking at it today, I would say I can consider a quick buy just above this red line. Quick short-term buy there. If I can get like even 20 pips up to 30, that'll be fine. Although I feel like price might come up, but remember how it's been moving for the past 3 days. So that this trend which is going on can actually also continue. If we put a trend line here, put a trend line here, we have sort of like a channel as well, meaning anything inside here can be low probability because price can go either way. So if you're trading this, I'll say safe buys just above 55.05 with a target of 55.35. That'll do. Price can still come to the top of this channel here. That's possible. Price can also come back down. So if we come back down, the point of interest we do have is this order block here. Just gonna make it straight quickly. Price line 54.42, 54.42 points of interest. Price can most likely come back down there, and we can just look for a buy around that area. You also notice that we do have, if you understand fair value gaps here, it was tested for this particular push coming up, but you know, price can still come back, test that same imbalance as well before pushing up. So I'd say those are my only two views for today. Price comes here and respects this, I'm looking for a short-term buy. If price breaks here, I'm also looking for a short-term buy. That's my two views. If the price does something else, then I won't be participating on this. Then going to B1000 daily. Okay, B1 again, we've been bearish, but the past couple of days, price has been moving sideways. We don't have anything too clean on this one. So what I'm going to do, like again, we mentioned the 50 EMA and the 13 EMA on our last session as well. So as long as price is in here, the bias is also not too clean. So what I'd love to do with this one is I'd love to put it in that range which we currently have. Okay, so we've got this bottom and we've got this high. Let's just pack these highs here. Okay, so we jump to H4. You see this is the range we just marked. We jump to H1. You see this is the range we have. So when you H1, you see that we can actually get some pips. The only thing you need to wait for is, if you're using moving averages, you just need to wait for price to come above the 13 EMA to confirm the bias for that particular time or for that particular session or few hours. So once you get your bias, then you look for your pattern. So right now we're a bit far from the 13 EMA. So if we do break here, we could come up, possible, but I would prefer price to actually trickle back down first before I get interested in a buy. So if you look to the left again, like what I said, you want to wait for price to show you the intraday direction, right? So if you come to the charts and price is trading above the 13 EMA, you're looking for your entries in here. I believe we caught this. I remember we caught this when we traded. Then when we come down, just know there are no more buys here until you come back above, right? You look for a pattern, come back below, there's nothing here. Nothing here. Until you come back above, then you're looking for buys. Here, like I said, okay, I'm not sure if you caught that, but I had mentioned this, I took a loss on this one. So the pattern was there, everything lined up, but when I got into this trade, the price just decided to come back below, and this one actually took me out. Then price stayed below. It was a downtrend. Today they came back above. So right now for me to buy, we need to actually retrace a bit to the 13 EMA, then I can consider buys. Otherwise, the first initial buy is already played out. So from these lows, you notice we had a break of an order block there and a nice retest. We also had a break of this level here and also a nice retest, and the price pushed. So if we're looking for those buys, again, if you go back to H1, you will see this is where we were above the 13 EMA on this particular retest. So that's the one we could actually have caught. So it's all about waiting for your H1. If you're not using moving averages, you're just waiting for a break of structure. Basically, once you get a big break of structure, you wait for a retest of something. You can also see here we had a nice nice fair value gap here. Soon as this structure was broken, price left a nice fair value gap. They retraced right into it. Then they gave a nice impulsive move, broke a structure here to the left, where they bounced off again, then continued pushing up. So you can go as low as you can, as long as you understand what price is doing, so that you can get the best entry as well. So let's say, for example, you had waited for price to react on the fair value gap, then your entry would have been here, first entry. Price breaks here, second entry. Price retests here, third entry. Then you can just hold as your price plays out. Then you can just target 30, 40, 50 pips, depending with your trading plan. So like I said, on this one, I'll just wait for a retracement. But where is price most likely to retrace to on this one? So again, if you look to your left, you will notice this particular candle on this downward impulsive move. So for me, that's my point of interest, right? So that level there, the exact price is 15,545. 15,545. And right on that level, what do we have? We also have a fair value gap right or an imbalance. Okay, so I'd say for me, that's my point of interest. If price can retrace into this area and I get a reaction or price rejecting, I'll start looking for a buy pattern on M15, then I can execute a buy. So that's my only view for B1000, I guess. Then jumping to step, I saw you guys caught a nice sell on step index. I was so happy when I saw that. Basically, price had reacted off this high here. Nice daily candle rejecting, taking out liquidity. This is crystal clear here. And we're anticipating a retracement back into the 13 EMA initially. So if you're looking at price that way, Let's see. Okay, let's just go back to the daily there. All right, so we're looking for a sell motion. Okay, I'd sort of confused myself there. We're looking for a retracement. This was the last day's lows, and this was yesterday. So we're looking for a retracement back to the 13. So on this low, if we jump to H1, you will notice that price is already bearish, already strong bearish. So at the break of the previous day's low and the retest, that's where you are looking to sell, right? So on this one, I'm not sure if you caught it at the top, because this was very early hours. Early hours. You can see we had the break here, then the nice retest right there. So if you're following price now, if you understand where price is going, you can see we've got them going sideways a bit here. Then they break. So I didn't ask where your entry was, but again, depending with wherever you sold from, this was a clean sell because the whole day price was just selling. And if you're on H1, let's say you wanted to catch this trade, you would have just waited for price to come closer to the 13 EMA. So if you had missed this one here, you would have waited for price to come on this area here. So from this level, we are looking for a break of that zone for a continuation down. So let's say we had this level which we wanted to be broken, or rather, let me use a line. Okay, M15. All right, so here we're just basically waiting for a break in the retest, and we also got a break in the retest. So if you're in a trending market, it's a bit easy to actually catch the setup. So today, what are we looking for? Still bearish. Okay, just hold. Let me just respond to this quickly. All right, sorry about that. So for today, again, I remember we had mentioned this, that step index is actually pushing down, broke a structure, higher highs, sorry, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Unless we broke this, it just means price is simply going to continue pushing down. So for now, I feel like we've hit equal highs, we could hit equal lows, and we could fall into a range. That's possible, or price can continue on its merry way, creating lower lows and lower highs. So in terms of bias, I am bearish. That's number one. H4, H4, I don't like the price. My trading system usually struggles to get proper entries when price action is like this. So the best way to attempt trading this is number one, I want to wait for price to start retracing a bit. So as soon as they start retracing, I'm going to run a fib. After running a fib, I'm going to wait for price to come around 38.2. So let's say they retrace from current market price. You will notice that that 38.2 is falling right on this imbalance here. If you look to your left, it's also right on this zone here, which will now act as a resistance zone as well. So I would say if they start retracing from where they are at current market price, that's my point of interest. If they extend a bit, I'm still going to run the fib and try to get the best entry point. But most likely it might be the 38.2, but we'll see. We'll see what price will be doing. Because remember, we want to trade what price is doing, not what we want it to do. So I would say let's exercise extreme patience with step index, especially those who are trading step index. Then going to J10. J10, I'm not sure if one of you guys actually got a trade, or I'm not sure where I saw that, but anyways, this one is also like that other index, like B1, where we have the 50 EMA and the 13 EMA. In terms of daily bias, nothing too solid. But on the left, we do have a zone which looks like it's broken. So chances are we could sell. We could sell on this one. But again, for us to actually be happy with sales, we need to break this low. So this one also needs a bit of patience in terms of bias. But since we do not have a daily bias for now, if you're going to sell this, I would say just wait. Again, if you're using moving averages, if you've got the 13 EMA, just wait for your price to come either below or above nicely so that you can take a trade. So this one for now, I feel like for us to sell, we actually need to be either below this channel, number one, or we need to be at the top of the channel. That's the only 2 points where I can sell from. So from this bottom, if this level of this channel holds, we could actually look for a buy. But just make sure that your price is trading back above the 13 EMA, and there is a pattern on M15. Then we can take buys. Then if we respect this level, we're going to look for a pattern and we're going to look for sells. Then if we break here, we're going to look for sells. I would say that's how I would approach J10 if I decide to take any trade. So J10, that's the view. Step index, more patience with it. Let's see what they will do. B1 actually broke this level. Let's see if there was a chance to enter. I don't think there was a chance to enter unless you bought below. So for me, for now, this is a miss on B1. I won't chase it. It looks like it's actually pushing. I won't chase this one. I would rather wait. If this move does not get to this gray zone at the top, I would rather wait for them to come retrace back into this broken level. If we can come back, retrace and retest this level here, then I can look for buys. So I'm saying if we don't get here, I'll wait for price to come here, then I'll look for a buy. But if price gets to the top right now, yes, they could retrace and continue, but then I'll need to get more confluences for me to actually consider a buy. Maybe I'll need to break above that gray zone we have, which we have on the range which we drew. Then I might look for a continuation buy. But as it looks right now, I'd rather wait for a retracement, then jump into the buys. So yeah, I think that's my view on B1000. Then B5, we're above the level. Do we have a pattern so that we can quickly execute before I finish this session? All right, so what I see for now is yes, we broke above, nice close. TDI, nice baseline bounce there. Can we get a retracement though? I would love to get a retracement. So from where price is coming from, you can see from this imbalance, retested and filled. This imbalance retested and filled. And this imbalance retested here and filled. Then we've got this imbalance here. So for me to buy, I think I'd rather wait. I want them to come down a bit into this gray area. Then I can consider a buy. Just like we said. So if price plays along like we say it might, all we have to do is execute. Either the trade will play out or the trade will take us out. One of those two things will happen. H1 is also closing nicely. This is a nice close about the 13. The 50 EMA is acting as a nice support zone right in the center of this channel. So yeah, if we can just pull back a little bit, into this gray zone, I'll taking longs. So as soon as we get into 5503 with 5503 buy limit, 5491 stop loss, 5513 scaling. That's how I'm attacking this. Then I'm targeting 20 to 30 pips. Then C5, we're waiting for them to break this M30 zone and this gray zone you see. Once we break there, then I can consider taking sells. C1000 is bullish. Be very patient with this one. C3 bullish coming back into these points of interest. If we get a reaction here, we can consider a sell if we get a pattern. So for now, I'll say I'm stalking B1 and I'm stalking B5. Those are my two main assets for today, where I can most likely get a trade um anytime from now. So I'll update you guys in the Telegram group as well. So thank you so much for joining. Again, you notice we have a BLB, so B1 could also move. It can actually give a good trade. If we break above this range, I think we could continue looking for buys, because the way TDI is confirming this, for me, we could actually get a nice buy there. So if we can break that gray range at the top, we could actually be in a nice bullish motion. So if you notice, we also have the 13 EMA. So if we come above, we could actually be on our way back to 16,000. But this will be between today, Thursday, tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. So let's just see what happens there. But it looks like it could really pay us well as well. So that's it from me today. I'm not sure if I omitted something which I wanted to say, but I forgot. But anyways, I'll share these setups in the group as well. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe if this is helpful. Your support is very much appreciated. And thank you so much, guys, for your support. We're almost on 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you so much for your support. God bless you all. Wishing you a very peaceful day. Good trading.